My name's Stacy Sipple, and I read There Are No Shortcuts by Rafe Esquith. This book wasn't in the book list of books to read for the project, but I emailed Miss Renji and she said it was okay to use it. Rafe is an educator in California. He teaches 5th grade and is one of the most inspirational people I've ever read about, especially for education, which was really cool since it's something that I'm pursuing, obviously. It was even more amazing to read his writing first person. I'd always thought that I wanted to teach secondary education so that I'd be able to relate to my students more. High school seems to be when students and teenagers develop a really good taste in music and culture, which is something I'm super passionate about. So it was kind of a selfish motive. Also, I thought it would be a great way to have discussions about literature, and I wanted to be a English teacher. Um, and I wanted to have my evenings free and my summers free, and I kind of worship the sun, so it was just all selfish. I got extremely convicted and very convicted when I thought about my thoughts and motives of teaching while I was reading this book. This man's words just really inspired me. I realized how much my profession is not about me, how much reward I'm going to be able to have knowing I've made a difference in children's lives. I've always been a huge advocate of using my hands and hearts to help as a tool to help make a difference. It's really played out huge in my church, but I've never really considered how much heart I can put into teaching. And Rafe showed me that he develops friendships and lifelong relationships with his students. He helped them get anywhere they wanted to go. He never said no. He did whatever he could to get the students to places they wanted, whether it was a special school or a certain college. He would take his kids on road trips to different colleges. He spent hours every day before and after class teaching them Shakespeare. They had a Shakespeare play that they put on for people, and the audience would say it was the best Shakespeare play that they've ever seen. He developed their literature and math skills. He had the school-wide math team was his class. He taught them instruments. They would have bands and they would play music for people. His life was basically just dedicated to bettering and helping them their quality of life in the inner city. They called their school the jungle. It was a pretty rough school, but the students that came out were incredibly well-rounded. He was just, I don't know, he's just amazing. More than ever, I'm excited to pursue this field knowing that I have bigger motives than the betterment of myself. I've been so inspired that I changed my major from secondary education to elementary education. I fully believe that students who have a good teacher in elementary school can be molded into great people, and that when they're young, they're going to have a greater chance of success in the long run if they're educated better. Rafi talks a lot about these statistics, that if a student has 2 consecutive years of bad elementary teachers, that their chances for success greatly decline. He talked a lot about bad versus good teachers, and that there are a lot of administrators out there that are trying to watch the good teachers fail, trying to make the good teachers fail, and that doesn't really make sense to me, but my mom's a teacher, and I asked her about it, and she said it's very true. So I definitely want to overcome the system. If there's any problems with other teachers, I want to come on top and make sure it's about the children. Rafe showed so much persistence throughout this entire course of being a teacher. I've never read about so many failures, but at the same time, I've never read about so many beautiful moments. I will be a teacher for many years if this is what I end up doing, which I'm pretty sure it will be. And I want my teaching career to be filled with as many beautiful moments as bad moments. I want to make every trial and every hour spent in college, every job interview failed, I want those to be all worth it. Rafe did that, and I would really encourage anyone who wants to be a teacher to read this book. It will change your life. It will fuel your passion to be a teacher, and I guarantee it will make wanting to spend all of your time focused on the betterment of your students worthwhile, it will make us all extraordinary teachers. And I was completely compelled to teach elementary school, and it was probably one of the greatest, most inspiring books I've ever read.